Dave. This is Dave Rides. Today we're just running around getting quick test footage, getting out on the bike. It's a warm day, about 57 degrees here in the middle of January. So we don't want to spend too much time out and about, just because the temperature is just not really right for it right now. But the bike's been getting a little bored sitting in the garage, and I'm getting a little bored too. So, I got a new camera, new GoPro. I got a new windshield on the bike, as you can see right down there. I got this camera set up for this angle, that kind of thing. I'm trying to get camera angles and everything lined out, and I want to try to get better audio quality for you guys. My jacket's choking a little bit. I'm going to try to get a little bit better audio quality figured out too, because the GoPros, you know, most of the time I've just been running with the GoPros, so all you guys have gotten is the wind, and occasionally you can hear me, stuff like that. So I want to try to get something good for you guys that, I'm going to turn my signal light off. I want to get some good audio for you guys so I can actually talk. The whole idea here is a little bit different way of looking at motovlogging. Because everybody's kind of done a thing where they get on their bike and they do a whole lot of talking. And that's all well and good and everything, but it doesn't make for showing, people don't see the ride. They see somebody sitting on a motorcycle like you're looking at me right now, and they see that, but they don't get to see riding the motorcycle. And so my whole idea here is to try to show the whole ride. So if we go out and we spend a whole Saturday riding around on our motorcycles, then I want to be able to show you guys all of Saturday. And that's not a light task. That's a pretty complicated task, actually. Given that I know that people generally aren't going to watch longer videos. So the idea that I have is we do this talking intro where it's like in a traditional motovlog format. Ooh, there's gravel there. Where we have this traditional motovlog format where I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you, you're looking at me. But then when we're done with the intro and nothing's going on but me riding, then you'll see all of that too. I'm just going to put it in time lapse, is the idea. So I'm going to time lapse through the boring part, boring for you guys, not boring for me, but time lapse through the boring part to get to where something happens and I'm talking to you again. There's all these cars, the dog walking around. Dog's gonna bother me. No, it isn't gonna bother me. Anyway, down right there. A little tight. Woo. But anyway, time lapse through this stuff, and when something happens that I want to slow down and actually show you and talk about, then we'll cut from the time lapse back into that and show you guys that, put some audio in and everything. I'm just going to have to work out what works best as far as collecting audio. I don't know if, right now I'm using the Bluetooth unit here on the side of my helmet. But if I'm going with more than just me, if I'm not out just by myself, then that's not going to work because I'll be talking to others around me if they have Bluetooth. But most of the guys I ride with don't. So this will work most of the time, but it also doesn't let me listen to music or do anything like that because my phone's all tied up with recording. So what I'd like to do is get set up with a voice recorder and a lapel mic and get that all set up here in the helmet and hopefully get a good quality audio for you. Now some information about my motorcycle. I'm riding a 2018 Honda CB500F. A lot of people say it's too small. A lot of people want to pick on me and give me a hard time because I ride a smaller bike. But the thing is that this bike is so light and flickable and easy to control, and it just makes it fun. Like, I don't need a big engine to have fun. This thing's got plenty of torque down low. It's a little lacking on the top end, but it's got plenty of torque down low. It's lightweight. It's easy to ride. It's fun. I don't have to think a whole lot about what I'm doing all the time, and I literally can't, like, the bike doesn't have enough power to kill me on its own. So I can't fuck up nearly as easily as I could on like a leader bike. So I really enjoy small bikes. I like big bikes too, but I really like small bikes. And just a minute, let me concentrate here. That did not look like a driveway. Anyway, it's a quiet bike. I've done just a little modification to it. I mean, very little. I've added this windshield, which has made my ride so much better already. Like, I know I'm not going that quick. I'm not getting up into like 60 miles an hour. I might go all the way down to the highway and just hit the highway to come back up so that I can like get up to 60, 65 and see how it feels. But already I've got so much less wind on me. I'm way more relaxed on the bike. Shut up and let you guys enjoy this little piece of scenery here. This beautiful day here in Arkansas. But anyway, I got this bike in September. I haven't had it that long. I've got I don't know, it's on trip A. There. I was going to say, I think I've got like 1,200 miles on the clock here on this bike. I took it to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue in Fayetteville, which if you don't know is a really famous motorcycle rally. It's young. It's not been going on for a long time, but I think if I remember correctly, it has the distinction of being the second largest motorcycle rally in the country, in the United States, which is really cool. So we have that here in Arkansas. I mean, it was for us, for the group that I rode with, it was a quick day trip. It wasn't a big deal to go down to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. I mean, it was 350 something miles, which on a CB through the mountains. I was tired. I didn't have my windshield. I was tired. I was worn out and sore by the time I got back, but it was still a really great day. And the videos from that day are the two with the most views on this channel. So the Dickinson Street Cruise and the the ride up Highway 23, also known as the Pig Trip, which is a famous motorcycle road. Bikers ride up and down that road all year long. It's tight curves and it's a lot of fun, especially on something like a Rocket or something like that. Cruisers, you gotta slow down a little bit too much for it to really be enjoyable. It's more stressful on a cruiser, I think. But I had a lot of fun, even though I was with a bunch of cruisers that day. This picture, I'll put it somewhere here in the video. This picture was taken of me on my CB that day by a roadside photographer. It was a fantastic, I felt it was a fantastic image, so I went ahead and bought it, and I've been using it for my thumbnail. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to start getting different thumbnails and stuff. I don't want every video to have the exact same thumbnail. It's rookie shit. Since I want to move beyond that, since I'm finally working on actually building the channel up. But anyway, the point of this video, which I may or may not even put up on YouTube, probably will, but I don't know. The point of this video is for me to get some test footage to kind of practice video editing on, and just kind of introduce you guys to, I guess, the format of how this is going to work. This is going to be a little bit long form as far as a more traditional motovlog, because I've kind of spent the whole time talking, and I really didn't figure I had that much to say. It's comforting to know that I can just kind of relax and ride and manage to talk a lot more than I expected. Okay, your turn. My visor is fogging up. So I noticed right away that there's a lot less wind on my chest than there used to be. The windshield is doing a lot for that. My head is still feeling the pressure a little bit at these speeds, but not quite as much as I used to. It kind of feels like some of the pressure is let off. The idea of this route was for me to go get gas, but I decided to take a different tack, and I just have to get gas next time. I know this bike, the fuel mileage on this bike is insane. I rode that whole day up to Fayetteville and back for Bike Exclusive Barbecue on basically a half of a tank, maybe a little over a half, but not much. So I ended up with a really surprisingly fuel-efficient ride. My gear changes are a little rough because I haven't ridden in about a month. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You know, we're going to try to really make something out of this channel. I got a lot of good friends to ride with. My dad's looking to get the bike again, so maybe he'll join us for some rides. And we're going to explore Arkansas and the surrounding area together. And I really I'm planning on a big long trip somewhere to do like a series of videos, like maybe 13 or 14 weeks worth of videos out of a big long trip off somewhere, if I can organize that with some people, and like maybe go to Yellowstone in Wyoming or something like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the videos. I hope you subscribe and join us for the rest of this adventure. Again, I'm Dave, and this is Dave Rides.